All right, so we are now live, they say. So let me welcome again our leader there from France, also from, no, it's actually our ambassador there, Gabriel. All right, so I was speaking with the mic, but it was in the phone instead of the computer. Have mercy. So testing the volume again. I believe that you guys can hear me, right?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, excellent. Okay, please mute yourself so that we do not hear this loud noise. Okay, and I think I see our Director there of Social Services, Madame Leandra, and our Global Ambassador there in the DRC Republic, Madame Helen. I think I see you there. Also, yes, Metro out of Cameroon. I know I saw him there already. Also, Mr. Goodman, yes, you're there. And Ariel Greatness, I believe, and our director there in Uganda is also there. Madam Joan Ochu is also there out of Nigeria. And so, welcome. All right, so let me get to the agenda for today's meeting. As a matter of fact, let me share my screen. You know, I've never done any sharing of screen using this. Thank you very much, Mr. Taylor. Just joined us from the Bahamas, and so let me share my screen. Share screen. It's going to be interesting if I make a boo-boo out of this thing. It says share screen. It says select what now? Select desktop. Ah, okay. It's asking me where the information are. I don't think this is a good idea, to be sharing. Yeah.
Mr. Abundance, if you this is Leandra. If you share screen, do you see where it says it offers you? Well, first unshare, and then do you see all the different folders that it'll say?
Yes. I'm actually seeing that. It's just that I've already prepared my folders, my thing off outside of those folders.
Okay, so don't click. So only click if you share. Only click the folder that you want, and the other ones will not populate.
Yes. Thank you very much. No, I actually see that. I think what I will do. Let me just go to the agenda, and I will do that. All right. So welcome. Now let's talk about I think somebody needs to mute their, or do I need to mute you guys? Let me see. Who is there? Who is it? Somebody is okay. Mute yourself, please. Don't forget we are recording. My good friend down there from Uganda, and Ariel, okay. So I am muting you guys. Somebody else is still there. My Lord. Even the dog is also having his day. Even the dog is having his day. Okay. I hope that is not Mr. Taylor. All right.
Yes, it is.
Please mute your mic, sir. Because we're hearing even your dogs are coming through. All right.
Yeah, I'm trying to do it now.
Yes, please do. Please mute your mic. All right. So this week we noticed that the system act up a little bit in terms of when you go to the back office. And can you? Is it you, Taylor? Can you mute your mic? Yeah.
I am trying to. This one is slightly different from the
Yeah,
other. I
yes.
don't see it.
Or you don't see where
Trying.
you are you
No.
on the cell or you on your laptop?
No, my cell phone.
I can't help you with that.
Okay, maybe I can
But
go to my laptop.
you will figure it out. Trust me, you will figure it out. All right. So we're talking about the challenges that were being faced with the system, and probably some people are still facing, and especially if you do not have good internet, you will encounter some issues. So you will need to use, a established internet, especially if you're signing up people. And also, if you're signing up multiple persons, you need to completely sign out of the system, all right? So that that person can show as your referral. A lot of people are not doing it. They're just logging out and logging in, and instead of they log into their referral link, using the referral link, they're using the information of the previous signee. So be careful of that when you're registering people, if you want them to show up as your referral. All right. Also, with regards to training, I have asked the Global Youth Ambassador to organize with the Director of Training to see if we can have a day in the week, one day, an hour or two assigned for training, where we just channel the entire house to that training. When I say training, whether in creating wallets, in the back office usage, how to maneuver with your marketing link, and all these things. Just regular training, so they can take a topic, a section, weekly, and do a slight, overrun, a general overview, and especially in where the frequently asked questions are concerned. For a lot of persons, may I say, we are not reading. All right, and so even with how to access, Bitcoin and so forth, I know Alex is doing a good job down there. But persons like my dear sister in the DRC Republic, Rwanda, Uganda, there must be persons there who are, trading and also selling Bitcoin, So look in your area, and I think Alex is doing a good job in actually helping them there as well. Okay, I sent you our radio and television prototype that was sent to me sometime early this week, so you can actually have a look at it as to where I did make some recommendation. As to the color, I find that the color was too dark. For example, the appearance, the abundance coin colors are very flamboyant. And so when people come to our website and our radio, they should, color says a lot. So that color scheme, I told the programmer to have a look at it, and I think I did mention about the wordings can change up a little bit also. But overall, I think they're doing a decent job. And at the end of May, they should, first week in June, that should be ready to roll out. I've also shared with you tax charity policy that was responsible by our marketing director, and we all participated in some shape or form with that document. Also, the proposal of our mission to the proposal of debt resettlement where the Afro-Caribbean, China debts are concerned, and how exactly we will do that. That was also posted in the group, which is now actually a part of the white paper, which is already on the website. All right, so I just want to thank everybody again there. And so that is the rundown. We're at global messaging. And so as we speak to our, the globe now, because once we came out of private sale, we actually went into the public space. And so going into the public space, meaning that anybody can basically go on the website and type in abundance coin and they will find us. Okay, so I also had a concern also this week of, persons felt that, I was a bit hard on their forefathers and the way that, they had cheated us, talking about slavery. And of course, I don't really have an apology to give. But at the end of the day, I also understand that we are also inclusive. We are also inclusive, and we also want the participation of everyone. All right? We're not here to fight forces. We're here to use them. We're here to create a vehicle to transform lives and to save lives and to address what we have now, which is artificial scarcity, lack, and diseases. And so we can change that. We can change that with becoming meaningful specifics, understanding fully the mission and the goal that we're on. It's not an easy task we have embarked upon. I say to you, maybe a lot of you have not even realized it, the depth of the mission and our purpose in Tacc, but it is not an easy task that we have embarked upon, and so we will need everyone on board. I also appreciate all of you who have seen the vision and are expanding the vision. Those of you who have taken up executive and the director's role, I also appreciate you very kindly. All right? Coordinators now, so let's have your feedback as to what is taking place in your neck of the wood. And I also want to thank again our translator N4 for coordinating our French, doing my daily translation from English to French. And I hope, I think we're supposed to have a Spanish coming on board soon, so we can tackle the Spanish community. I know I speak some Spanish now, but if I begin, a lot of you might run. So let me stick to English. All right. So yes, we will pause at the global messaging, and now we will get into the coordinators update. All right. So Bishop Godswill, I see that you are in the house. Could you tell me any update from Nigeria with regards to registration? The challenge of the lockdown. When are you going to start to receive airlines? By the way, the way how Nigeria is behaving, Nigeria might be the last place I visit in Africa. I don't know what is happening to you people over there, but the way how I understand things are happening, it's like, it's unpredictable. Anyhow, talk to me, sir. Welcome. Oh, did I? One moment. Let me unmute you. Are you muted? I think so. Unmute yourself, Bishop. Okay, good.
Thank you.
Okay, you have the floor.
Good evening
No, I
to
think.
the entire house.
May I
Can you
suggest?
hear me?
Okay, yes, that's right. You actually did the right thing.
Hello?
Yes, you did the right thing just now.
Hello?
Yeah. Please turn off your video, and so you will have more bandwidth. You will have more leverage. Yes, turn off your video. Your video takes up a lot of
I'm not getting any sound. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we're hearing you, but you're
Hello?
coming. Yes, go on, sir. We're hearing you.
Hello?
Okay, I think he's having some issues with his phone.
Oh.
Yeah, we're hearing you, sir.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yes, go on, Bishop.
Okay, thank you very much,
One minute.
Mr. Abundance, and
Yes.
I
Talk
send my
because
greetings.
I'm in the middle of a conference here.
I send my greetings to the entire house
No,
of
I have not, because as I said, I'm in a conference here.
global executive.
Okay,
Yes,
good.
like Mr. Abundance said, sorry for my video. I have to mute my video. The Nigeria is a unique place, and the federal government has relaxed the lockdown on Abuja and in Lagos. But when they relaxed Abuja and Lagos, that is when my own state governor maximized his own. We are on 100% lockdown as we speak, and it is really affecting registration. Generally speaking, in Nigeria, the lockdown is affecting our registrations. But we are unique people, and I believe that we always have a way of doing our own thing. I think most of the challenge that we are experiencing is, the economic status of most Nigerians. Because of the length of the lockdown, many people do not want to spend their money for now because they do not know when this lockdown will invariably end. So the little money they have, they are holding on to it. They don't want to use that money for registration or something because they might be there for a very long time. If there was a time definition of when this lockdown would be relaxed completely, I know people could, okay, let me sign up for $10, let me sign up for $5, let me sign up for $100. But the little you have, you don't know when they will say, okay, you are free to move around. So I believe some of the low responses we are getting now is as a result of the indefinite nature of the Nigerian lockdown. But be it as it may, I know things is going to improve. And also want to thank you for the proposal of the weekly training. Most people do not know how to buy Bitcoin, do not know how to even go on in registration. I believe this issue will be addressed during the training. And the moment more persons know how to do all this, there will be increase in registration. I think for now, that is what I would have to give. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you very much. And what I will add here to our folks, I think that this is where we should be able to show our brothers and sisters that it is a moment of uncertainty, and life post-COVID-19 will not be the same as pre-COVID-19. However, if we are seriously understanding what we have in our hands, it can actually be the savior to determine what post-COVID-19 can be. I mean, For example, you might have $200 or $300 and you say, okay, that is all I have. So I cannot invest even $5 because it is all I have. But what if we can show people, all right, that $300 that you have, you invest 10, and everybody who is in that same mindset of fear, of exhausting everything, because at the end of the day, look at it, you don't know when COVID-19 is going to finish, and so that $300 could actually be exhausted anyway. But if you can show people, listen to me, this is a way out. And so we can invest in this initiative, and if we are able to really pull the vision together, that, you know, in a matter of months, if we can show people the vision, come on board, we can rise this thing to rescue you from what you fear. And not only to rescue you from your immediate fear of a few coppers in your wallet, but we can create abundance even in the midst of scarcity. And that is what we need to understand and able to project. Yes, it is hard. Yes, I have a little. But what if all of us put our little, knowing the history of cryptocurrency and what we are trying to create and how we are presenting this to the governments and to institutional investors? You see, so if nothing happens, you will still spend it off anyway, so you may as well spend it on something. No, not spend it, may I say investing, because in Tacc, you are not spending your money, you are investing your money. Okay? Just like, you know, you can spend your time or you can invest your time. All right then. Thank you very much. Mr. France, comment ça va?
Good evening, House. Good evening, great leaders. Good evening, Mr. Abundance. And I want to appreciate you and all the team present here for what we are doing together. Actually, over here in France, I have been synchronized with a leader, Meto, in Cameroon. We are giving some live Zoom. We are giving some live Zoom meetings to train people, to train and to give them the history of cryptocurrency, blockchain, and expanding, and particularly teaching them and giving them the vision and the mission of Tacc. Actually, we are going in a kind of synchronized thing between Mr. Meto and I here in France. So we are calling meeting every day. We have 1 hour and a half every day giving a Zoom meeting.
Wow.
Except today because we have this meeting.
Okay.
So because of today, actually this is the time that we have that that meeting.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Leader N4, our National Executive Coordinator over there. Mr. Meto, talk to me from Cameroon.
Good evening, sir, and good evening, everyone in the house.
Good evening, sir.
We are doing well in Cameroon. The government has started opening places, and we just hope that in the days ahead they will completely liberate us, so that we can start having meetings. But for now, like Mr. Amfor said, we are having Zoom meetings. Our intention is to get the message into our people, especially our leaders, because we know when they get the message, then they will be able to transmit to the people they are leading at the level of the different regions. And I am glad a good number of them are are committed and they are following up. They are so excited. Just a while ago, they were writing to ask, are we not having a meeting now? But we had informed them that we will not have a meeting today because of our executive session.
Yes.
So it's moving on wonderfully. And in Cameroon, we are also constituting a leadership team. So we are selecting from the community persons to serve in the different positions. And so far, we have a director for cultural activities and sports, and we are looking forward to have somebody who will be in charge of charity. So we want to go step by step, because we notice that sometimes we commit responsibility to some people who in the long run are not ready to commit, they are not ready to work. So we are constituting the team, and we are very impressed with the level of engagement so far.
Okay.
So much,
thank you very much. Are you having issues with Bitcoin?
I've also been working on that with our leader N4. Locally, we get Bitcoin very expensive, so I am still trying to settle on the best option with Mr. N4. In the past, he has helped us a lot to get Bitcoin, so we are working on that. But for now, we all the investors that show up, we always make sure that they have Bitcoin.
Okay. Yes. All right. I think we lost Meto out there. All right. All right. So we want to thank Meto there. Mr. Taylor, I think you're up. Anything on your side, sir? Oh. Is Mr. Taylor there? I think I see his.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes,
can you hear me?
Yeah, excellent.
Okay. We're in total lockdown. We're just easing up off of the. Our Prime Minister just announced that certain businesses can have curbside selling, but as a whole, we're not allowed to be up and around and so on and so forth. We can go to the food store, we can go to do those kind of things, but you can't go to meet with anybody or anything. In fact, you need to call the police and tell them where you're going, and they'll tell you whether or not you can go or not. I mean, it's just one of those things.
Bad.
Yeah.
But we have never had it. We have never had it that bad where you have to actually call the police.
Well, we just have 11 deaths so far. So,
okay.
So that's quite of a, that's sort of a good thing. So I think our Prime Minister just want to be overly cautious. But with regard to Tacc, we are in the process of moving ahead. I received a very interesting, as I alluded to you yesterday, a very interesting call from the Special Assistant to the Minister of Social Services for the country, who told me that he wants to join. He said, listen, I miss Bitcoin. I want to get involved in this, and I want the minister to be involved in it also. So I'm just waiting for him. I sent him the information. I was supposed to hook up with him last night to walk him through it, but I sent him the information, and I'm waiting. I think I'll give him a call today, but I think they're pretty busy dealing with social services, and these are the people that deal with all of the candidates, for the children, for the people who are disadvantaged, and
yes, the
children who are in the orphanages and all this kind of stuff. So this plays right into the whole thing. And I haven't even mentioned to him that we are about to offer those services to those disadvantaged children. So I think that once I do that, that'll be a feather in our cap.
Excellent.
I think, as we discussed, Mr. Abundance, here in the Bahamas is slightly different. We have to maneuver with quote-unquote caution, because we don't want anybody to label us as in essence, a scam, right? So, because a lot of businesses come to the Bahamas with their throwing their things here and there, and we have found a lot of businesses come to the Bahamas and they've been scams. And so, you know, a lot of the people are kind of weary to those type of things. So we have to move cautiously and move firmly. And so, you know, that's why, you know, the gentleman is a good friend of mine. We grew up together. And so he really wants to get our minister involved. And so I think once that happens, then that kind of opens the door. Because once you get the government involved and gets the approval of them being involved, then that kind of helps. And you do that without solicitation. I'm not soliciting them. They came to me.
That's it.
So that's the good thing. That's the good thing. Even though we try to stay away from them per se, but if they come into you, then you don't want to turn them away.
Yes, definitely. No, definitely.
See?
Definitely.
And so I'm looking forward to getting this gentleman signed up and get him going. He told me, listen, I want to put in $100 and $200 right away. He said, I miss Bitcoin. Someone talked me out of Bitcoin and said, I'm beating myself. Mr. Abundance, you like to talk about people beating themselves. He said, I'm beating myself because I missed Bitcoin. Someone talked me out of it.
That's
so
it.
I said, don't let anybody talk you. I said, no one is going to talk him out of this one.
Yes, a lot of people are going to beat themselves too. When Tacc take off, a lot of people are going to beat themselves because they would have been here when we were nothing. I mean, less than 2 cents, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so we want to thank Mr. Taylor there out of the Bahamas for that report. Very encouraging indeed. And that is why I said that the way our mission and our vision and our social programs is to attract institutional and non-institutional investors, governments, and NGOs, you see. So I think we're on the right track, and we have enough meat on the bone for them to take. So I want to thank you again, sir.
And the key to this whole thing would be our policy towards the disadvantaged children.
Yes.
You know, I think that's going to be a, like I said, good feather in our cap.
Yes.
That's going to give us something that these people did not even expect.
Yes.
You see, and so yeah.
Thank you very exactly. Thank you very much. and of course they would have understood what we're doing because of what history would have shown in the crypto world, that, you know, one coin could move from literally less than a cent to 20,000. You see. All right. Okay.
Believe me, they understand that.
All right, so I want to thank you very much there. Mr. Goodman out there in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Can you hear us, sir? Welcome. Mr. Goodman. Yes, address the house.
Well, not bad at all. Well, we still have, you know, what it's been like down here. We've been through so many scams down here. You know, it's like people are still skeptical. I'm speaking with one or two leaders. I have an attorney and another guy I'm talking to. They're looking at the programs we have and the things that we have. So I should be able to give you something positive next week and to come up with a group so that we could start moving this thing along. I think one of the attractive things is the fact that we are trying to help the needy. That alone, you know, well, did the trick. So other things I said meant nothing. But when I mentioned about helping those who are less privileged and the orphanages and things like that, the main concern was how are we going to do that, because the owner of the orphanage may never hand over those monies. But I explained that we are covered.
Yeah, we have the policy out there. If you notice, we put the policy. We put the policy in the group. Mm-hmm.
So that was excellent, and I explained that and say, okay, well, you guys have your onions on. So I say, okay, fine. But I will know as to how it goes. Talking about also the presentation for the Tacc TV radio. What you're saying, I need it a lot more colorful. You hear me?
Yes, go on.
All right, I kind of agree with you on that one. And I don't know if is this a forum I could talk about it there?
Yes, this is a forum.
Because one thing I look at, if you're going to put the streaming, what they did a very good job with it. I must admit, I was surprised, but at least it has to be, if it could have a blue background, so that Tacc could be more prominent on it, and also the streaming should say at least Tacc TV or Tacc Radio, whichever one that is streaming, so you know what you get in when you go on your plugin Tacc streaming, television streaming or TV or radio streaming. That should be something that's right there on the website. So when you log in, you get that right away. So you know you're going into a TV or radio station. That is important.
Okay. In terms of the program, the sample 7-day program that I asked you to put together, where are you on that one?
Okay. That should be presented sometime in the weekend. I will do that in the weekend. Okay. I was just making some corrections, especially the part where with the health for young people.
Somebody's singing.
Okay.
Yes, go on. I said somebody's having a choir.
Oh, yeah, that's what kind of thing. Yeah. So it will be presented. So as soon as I get, I'll send it to you first. Then you have a look at it, and then we can redo it if we have to, and we'll take it from there.
Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah. All right. I see. Our leader there in Uganda keeps going in and out, and I want to believe it's because of the internet. Can you hear us, Pastor? Okay, I don't think maybe he's hearing. I mute him, I think. Or I think he's not even there. Is he still there? Let me see. Okay. Hello, Pastor, are you there? Uganda? Okay, we'll leave him for now. Madam Helen, are you there? Let me mute her, unmute her as well. Let me see. Okay, I think those two are having issues. All right. We want to also welcome our Director of Social Services, Leandro. Do you want to greet the house? Oh, I think she said she's going to be muted, no?
No. I'm okay. Okay. I took care of it. Hello, everybody. Well, this is my first meeting, so I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to work alongside of everyone. We have a great work ahead of us, so I'm not necessarily prepared this week. It's my first meeting, but I'll be prepared next week. I would like to say I am open to, if you have some ideas, or if some of the meetings that you are having and some of your contacts and the investors, what have you, have some thoughts about some ideas, please most definitely share them with me. I'm absolutely open. Right now I've been doing a lot of research just in terms of my newly appointed position. Thank you, Mr. Abundance.
You're welcome.
And well, I can just say we all have a great work ahead of us, so I'll be prepared next week to share something. In the interim, what I am doing is I am creating a kind of a report for you, and then I will put that into a actual presentation.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
And today we have a meeting with Ulala. We're trying to concretize a simple fiat system, because it's not as easy as a lot of people would believe it to be, especially when you're dealing with banks. It's still not easier, but I think we will get it sorted out in our first round. and of course our first round ends in basically 5 weeks from now, I believe. So we have a lot of work to do, but we have a meeting coming up there with Ulala, the president or CEO. So thank you very much for connecting us with that service. And of course, you have given us quite a few videos as well, documentaries for us to bring us up to speed. And of course, I told the folks that I had a very interesting meeting the other day with Michael Muse, who has also a radio station. And so you're not here on the ship that long, but your influence is certainly felt from top to bottom. So we want to thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. So I think I mentioned about the fiat, so I could go straight into. Is there anybody else there that I'm missing? Please come forward. I'm not too sure because there are some people keep going in and out. So by the time I think they're in, they're out. Like Madam Helen there, she's there again. She just came in. The DR Republic is really having an issue with internet. And that is why, you know, when you look at what is going on, I mean, especially in Africa, you know, the country, the continent, with basically the most of everything. I mean, intelligence, natural resources, human resources, and yet still, you know, still can't get it together. I said, you know, we really have a work to do, you know, and I hope that we who are awoke or enlightened will really share the light, because it's our responsibility now. We cannot go on as if we have no responsibility, you know. Malaria is taking out over 3,000 children every day in Africa as we speak. You know, if we fail to do, as I said, their blood will be on our shoulders, because we now know. I mean, leave the criminals to do what they want to do and to overlook because of a few dollars, probably that you know that they're getting. But I don't think that we have that luxury, and so we really need to do something, you know. And for us to do something is to spread the interest, spread the vision, spread our mission, you know. Our one child, one Tacc, one youth, one Tacc. Yes, we have to lift everybody up. All right. So I think with that said, we did put in place the malaria. Oh no, we actually put a group, a working committee in place to present a working document or policy document on malaria, because we want to know, you know, what are we going to use? I mean, areas that are most affected. Where are we going to, you know, register, you know, this entity, because we have to have an operation, you see, and so all that is now in the making. And with the Afro-Caribbean International Musical and Cultural, that also is a work in progress. Is there any other input before we bring this to a close?
I do.
Okay, please go on.
Okay, so 2 points of interest. Let me see, what is that? NAFOR, and please excuse me if I said it wrong.
Yes. Trust me, he's with me now and I don't know it, and I still get it wrong. I believe I said N4, or maybe just N4, because normally in the Africa country, certain names, you know, the first letter is silent, but I don't know.
Oh,
but,
okay.
Yes.
Can you pronounce it for me, sir, for me, please?
Yes,
I'll remember.
It is Mfo. But
No, cool.
as we go along, just keep yourself training and pronounce it as you want.
No,
You will get it.
no. Listen, no. Names are important. We have to remember words that we, that we speak. The spoken word, it comes back to us. So, no, I will commit to. It might take me a couple of times, but I will commit to making sure that I say your name. If we can say Schwarzenegger. You understand? Then we can say some of our names. Yes, we can say it.
Info, your last name is Donini. Dieudonné.
Yes. There's nothing hard. It's beautiful.
That is for Dieudonné.
Dieudonné. Okay. So my question is, or my comment question, I heard you to say that you're doing a lot of presentations
in French.
In French for for Tacc, and that you're working with the training director. Is that correct? And you're teaching people Bitcoin as it relates to Tacc. Is that my understanding?
Yes, that's right.
What are the demographics of your attendees?
We are about 10 to 20.
Okay.
Yeah, the area.
Okay. And like, what do they look like? You and I?
Yes, of course.
Okay. So here's my thought, and maybe we take it offline. I'm not sure, but one of the things is we have to get into the mind psyche of, and I have a training background, so that's where the space I'm coming from. So one of the things that we have to process is the mind psyche of our people. So I don't know what your presentation looks like, but is it something that is duplicatable for everybody in the organization, so that if I'm doing a presentation, we are, we're coming from the same space, number one, so that there's consistency. And if so, I'd love to use it so that I can, meet with some of the people that I'm meeting with. And the second thing is, because of the uniqueness of what we're doing, is it, depending on how your presentation is it possible to kind of inculcate different spots along your presentation, like where we are in this, not just Tacc, but as you're bringing people to the understanding of money, of Bitcoin, digital currency, where have we been during that stream of time as a people? That way you make it more personal, right? And then as you bring them to Tacc, it's even more personalized. And then, I don't know, that's just a thought. Did that make, was I clear, or?
I didn't quite get it well, but I think what I have to mention here is that I'm working in synchrony with Mr. Meto in Cameroon, because we have a bilingual country. So we are having a session where Mr. Meto speaking English, then I can translate in French for those that are not understanding French. So the audience are kind of bilingual audience.
Well, I'm going to send my people to you then. That'll work for me. Okay.
And they speak French.
Yeah, they're in Canada. I have people in Canada.
Okay, and so I think they do a Zoom, as they say, a Zoom every day. Okay,
1 hour and a half.
But I think what the director is hinting on is, I know that we had a 3-day training for everybody, and if we can basically have that training manual, so that everybody knows, and of course you can if anybody, you know, the trainer can, you know, spooks it up as it is, but at least we should have a frame, and I think that's what I believe that she's also hinting on. And I think the director of training should be able to give us, and we have, you know, several persons presenting PowerPoint presentation. So it's all good. So thank you very much, Leandra. All right. Is there any other thoughts before we close? Okay. All right. It seems like we have exhausted today's topic. Until next Thursday, the same time. Please, keep safe, and you know, keep the vision ahead, and you know, make a difference. You know, as I often says, what a difference that they make when kindness touches it. And so, as we go around our, you know, daily routine and we meet people, sometimes it's just a matter of, you know, have you heard, you know, have you heard what we're doing? Have you heard, you know? So sometimes, you know, it's just a matter of a question, have you heard? All right, so thanks again, and it's a pleasure. And I'm now going to bring this thing to a close until next Thursday at the same time. Goodbye, folks.